Hi, I'm Maya here with Principal Roth. Today we're going to be talking about some staff changes that have been happening in our school and its effects. So how are you today?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Good. So I know there's been some changing here. Can you just tell us a little bit about what's happened?
Sure. So we are experiencing some changes that we were not planning on, but there were some needs elsewhere in the district. And as easy as it is for me as principal of the high school to say that the high school is the only thing that matters to me, there was a lot of need that we needed to fill and to help out at one of the middle schools. So Ms. Wiegand, our college and career counselor, who many of you know, she is going to be temporarily changing her assignment to help out at one of the middle schools. And to fill her void here at the high school, Ms. Mitchell is going to fill the seat of the college and career counselor, and we are working to get a substitute for the end of the year to help with Ms. Mitchell's regular caseload.
Okay, so who makes the decisions for teachers to move school to school?
In a case like this, it's a collaborative conversation. It's myself, folks at the middle school, and many people at the central office trying to figure out what is best to move all these pieces around and not have any gaps in service. We want to make sure that the students at the middle school level and the high school level get their academic needs, their counseling needs, their college preparation needs, make sure that that's all met. And so while things have happened fast, we have communicated quite often to try and make sure that we're not letting anything slip through the cracks.
Okay, and do you know why they didn't hire someone else and why they took someone from the high school? Is it easier?
So they've been trying. So one of the things that really has been a phenomenon around the country, and especially in Pennsylvania, is that there's not that many people going to school to be teachers anymore, which is really sad. It's such a great job and profession. So it used to be that in a typical year in Pennsylvania, there'd be about 25,000 people who would get certified to teach. So every year, our colleges and universities were sending 25,000 people out into the workforce. And 16 years ago when I started, it was common you would start as a substitute and really had to work your way to get a job. That number has gone from about 25,000 to less than 7,000 every year. So now the pool of people who used to get hired as substitutes are walking right into jobs, and statewide, it's not just a Norristown thing, but statewide many jobs are remaining unfilled, and it causes districts all over the place to do what we're doing, which is to have to look within and figure out how we can fill this gap until we can find a permanent solution.
So I know a lot of people have a relationship with Mrs. Wiegand, especially seniors. How is that going to be heard in this?
Well, I say all the time, school is a people business. And so I can't sit here and say that, well, we're going to shuffle people around. I'm confident that we will be able to make sure that everyone's needs are met. There's also a personal side to this, and that's really important too. And, so I know if you've been working with Ms. Wiegand, and you've developed a relationship with her, I'm sure that it's going to be a little awkward, trying to pick up where you left off and having those conversations, whether it's with Ms. Mitchell or with your school counselor, who they've always been a part of the process, but now those conversations are changing. And we're also aware of the fact that that's going to be the same change that's taking place in Ms. Mitchell's office, that as we do find a substitute and as more students start working with the substitute instead of with Ms. Mitchell for day-to-day counseling situations, that personal relationship takes time to build. And especially in the case of a counselor, whether it's college and career counselor or the school counselor, those relationships are built up over a large period of time. So we don't expect for that to not have an impact. We know it's going to have an impact. And we're just going to have to rely on the strength of the people down there to help us through that.
And is she certified to be a college and career counselor?
Yes. So Ms. Mitchell has the same counseling certification that Ms. Wiegand does. And Ms. Wiegand does have the teaching certification that's required to help out in the position that she's in.
All right. And what other resources are available for people who saw Mrs. Wiegand often?
So we are fortunate in that respect. Like I said, the personal relationship piece, there's no easy fix. But in terms of resources and knowledge, we have a lot of resources and knowledge here. So the other school counselors have always been a part of the college admissions process, whether it be visible or behind the scenes working with Ms. Wiegand. So they're going to continue to be a part of that process, maybe in some ways visible in ways that they weren't before. Ms. Mitchell does bring a lot of knowledge and experience over into the college and career office. And we're also fortunate that, this time of year, while seniors still have a lot of loose ends to be tied up, and we know that, whether it is choosing between the colleges that have accepted you, which one is best for you, working through financial aid, we also know it's high time for juniors to really start looking towards college. And we are really fortunate in that respect that we do have Gear Up working with our junior class, because they've been very involved with those students. They do have those personal relationships. And so between our school counselors, Gear Up, we have many other great resources here, folks like BTE and Upward Bound. And if there's a question or a problem that people have that they don't feel like we have the answer to, please let me know. I don't want someone to feel like the answer's not there. We might have to dig a little bit to find it. I'm confident that we won't have to dig too far because of all the talent that we have here. But if you feel like you're lost, if you feel like you can't get the help that you need, let me know, and I promise you we will work to make it happen.
And for the students who saw Ms. Mitchell as a counselor, what are they going to do?
So right now, Ms. Mitchell is still there. She's still available to you. And I think anyone who knows Ms. Mitchell knows that, she's not just going to be able to turn a switch and, move completely into that other office. I think that as we do get a substitute in that position, I think that they'll work together. Obviously, Ms. Mitchell has developed relationships with her students over, for some folks, 4 years. And so she's not going to just break away and forget about her students. I know her too well for that to happen. And I'm also confident that, with the people that we've been talking to about the substitute position, that while the relationship, again, won't be there, the talent and the knowledge base will be there in order to help people with whatever they need help with.
All right. And do you know if this change is going to be more permanent or more temporary?
So right now, it's a temporary change. We're planning to stay the course this way until June. And then come June, when we all get a chance to take a deep breath, hopefully we'll be able to hit the reset button and go back to normal.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I appreciate you helping me to explain the change here. And again, I think it is hard, and it's hard for all of us. It's hard on a professional level, and it's hard on a personal level. I say all the time that this is a family, not just the students, but the staff. And so anytime a member of our family is moving to, somewhere like the middle school, it does have an impact, and that's not lost on me. So I don't want it to sound like this is just business, because we all work in schools, because it's not just business. And if people need help, let us know.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Roth. Maya, I just talked to Principal Roth about some staffing changes. Back to the host.